Right, so in the previous tutorial we have seen how to define this catch async function template to generalize our try catch block inside this POS controller. And yeah, now let's see how we can handle the internal service errors that is generated by these controllers without going to the catch block, right? For example, let's say if I look into this delete post thing, if there is no post to be deleted, it simply return post is not exist, right? So this is basically a try block related error, which means that this is not exist, right? If it is not exist, we should generate some sort of client error by saying this post is not exist, right? So this stuff can be handled by our app error class, right? Therefore we don't need to explicitly define all of these lines, and once we use this app error middleware or app error object, it will basically use this global error handler middleware and automatically generates the necessary error response back to the client. So first I will import, first I will show you the existing error method, then you will get a better understand. Yeah, now it tries to delete this ID, so let's say get post by ID, let's see whether this post exists or not. Yeah, there is no post exist, and yeah, there is an error as well, we need to handle this one. Yeah, let's do that as well. But yeah, this ID doesn't exist, which means if I try to delete it, it says post is not exist, and it will generate a backend error as well by saying cannot set headers after this send client and things like that, because it generates an error, but there won't be error passing back to the user, right? So all I have to do is let's import our app error function. So utils and error and app error. So we can construct an app error object to handle this error response. So I will comment this stuff and simply I will return to the next middleware, right? So next middleware is basically this middleware, which is our global error handler, right? So inside to this global error handler, we need to pass an error object, which is constructed as app error function, app error object. So new app error, and our error is post is not exist. So this is our error message, and status code is basically, it shouldn't be 200 because it is not existing. It should be 404, which is not found. And let's remove this line, and let's try to invoke this again. So previously it was 200, which is wrong, and this is the message, and if I try to delete it again, it will say post is not exist, it is a fail, and it is 404, right? So that's how we can handle 404 not found errors inside the try block, right? So I think the same thing should be inserted to our get post by ID as well. So I will copy and paste over here like that, and if I try to invoke that get post by ID thing, it will say post is not exist 404, right? So you can see that it is quite simple once we generalized certain functionalities, right? You don't need to define the same thing again and again, right? Simply all you have to do is basically used or reuse the existing functions to perform whatever stuff we want, right? So yeah, I think everything is correct, and yeah, that's how we can handle for or for not found errors in the controller classes. And in the next tutorial, let's see how to improve our error handling further. And yeah, thank you.